Are you still notifying your team whenever a new lead is generated in your business manually? Then this automation is just for you. So hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video we're going to learn how to notify team on Google Chat for Google Forms submission. So I am an owner of a digital marketing agency and I have created a form with the help of Google Forms, with the help of which the leads can be generated, the customers can send their details. Now here what I want is that as soon as a new form submission is going to be done by any of the potential customers with the help of Google Forms, I want to notify that to my team on my Google Chat space that I've created, telling them that the new lead has been generated in my business. Now sending the notifications manually is very time consuming. So what I did was I simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, and in this automation I've created a connection between Google Forms and Google Chat with the help of it. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation, then let me take you all to my screen. Welcome to my screen. In this video we're going to learn how to notify team on Google Chat for Google Forms submission. As an owner of a digital marketing agency, I use Google Forms to collect leads after potential clients show their interest in our services, and the form that I've created with the help of Google Forms is attached on my website. I also use Google Chat to communicate with my team instantly whenever the new lead is generated. So with the help of this amazing automation, whenever someone is going to fill out the form with the help of Google Forms, I want to notify my team right away so that we can follow up quickly and not miss any opportunities. This automation helps us stay organized and responsive, ensuring that we connect with our leads promptly and grow our business efficiently. And we are going to be creating this amazing automation between Google Forms and Google Chat with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign in to our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign into my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly Apps window in front of you, in which you can see all the applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right over here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow over here, I'm going to give it as Notify Team on Google Chat for Google Forms Submission. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow, okay? After that, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. So these are the folders from which I'm going to select Google Forms Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving a name to our workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this Create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Notify Team on Google Chat for Google Forms Submissions, and there are two windows in front of you. One says Trigger, other says Action. So what is Trigger and Action? Trigger and Action are the two most important steps, two most important concepts of our automation process, because our process depends on these two principles. Over here, Trigger says when this happens and Action says do this. That means our action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We're going to set up our trigger step. And for the trigger application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Google Forms. As with the help of Google Forms, I have created an inquiry form for my digital marketing agency. And with the help of this form, all the potential customers and clients can send their inquiries as they're going to submit this form. My objective is that as soon as a new form submission is going to be done by any of the potential customers with the help of this form right over here, automatically Pabbly Connect should capture the response of that. That is why for the trigger application, I've selected it as Google Forms, and for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as New Response Received. Okay, as whenever the new form submission is going to be done with the help of Google Forms, automatically and instantly Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response. After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. With the help of this unique webhook URL, we are going to create a connection between Google Forms and Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below in the help desk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, I'm going to connect my Google Forms to Pabbly Connect. In order to do that, I'm going to open the form that I've created. So this is the form that I've created in the name of Digital Marketing Inquiry Form, and I'm going to connect this form to Pabbly Connect. In order to do that, I'm going to go to this Responses tab right over here. After coming to the Responses tab, you can see where it says Link to Sheets. I'm going to click on this button. After clicking on Link to Sheets over here, a dialog box is going to appear in front of you, which is asking for us to select the destination for responses. For selecting the destination for responses, what you can do is you can either create a new spreadsheet in which all the responses whenever a form submission is going to be done is going to be saved, or else you can select the existing spreadsheet that you have. I want to create a new one, so I'm going to click on this create button right over here. As I've done that, you can see right over here, spreadsheet has been successfully created in the name of Digital Marketing Inquiry Form Responses. And the spreadsheet is directly linked to the form that I've created with the help of Google Forms. Now, whenever a new form submission is going to be done by any of the leads with the help of this form right over here, automatically the record of the form submission is going to be created in the spreadsheet under these given headers right over here. So what we are going to do is we're going to connect this spreadsheet to Pabbly Connect. For doing that, over here from the panel, go to Extensions. Under Extensions, go to Add-ons and then go to Get Add-ons. After doing that, a dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, on which on the search bar, search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Select Pabbly Connect Webhooks right over here. Open it. Over here you can see I've already installed Pabbly Connect Webhooks, so I'm going to move forward. But if you have not installed Pabbly Connect Webhooks, please do install it so that you can connect Pabbly Connect with this spreadsheet, okay? As I've already installed, I'm going to go back and refresh this page from here. As I've refreshed the page, you can see right over here, if I'm going to go back to extensions, now you can see an option Pabbly Connect Webhooks, select it. After doing that, from the given drop down, select this initial setup button right over here. As I'm going to do that, a dialog box is then going to appear in front of you of the initial setup. It is asking for the webhook URL and the trigger column. So for the webhook URL, I'm going to paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. And for the trigger column, it says the trigger column will be a final data column on which of the data is added. So in this spreadsheet, my final data column, that is the trigger column, is going to be column G, because in this column, the final data is going to be added. So I'm going to write over here as column G. And then I'm going to click on the submit button right over here. As I'm going to do that, it says setup configured successfully. As now the setup is configured successfully, I'm going to go back. Now the steps that I'm going to tell you right now are very important, so please do not forget to follow them. Go back to extensions and Pabbly Connect Webhooks again. From the given drop down, now you have to click on the send on event button. As over here it is saying working. As the loading is completed, I'm going to go back to my extensions and Pabbly Connect Webhooks. You can see over here tick mark is in front of send on event. It is very essential to click on send on event, because whenever the form submission is going to be done with the help of Google Forms, this form submission is going to be done and the record of that is going to be created in the spreadsheet right over here. Automatically the spreadsheet is going to send that data to Pabbly Connect. That is why it is very essential to click on send on event, okay? After click on send on event, this means the setup between the spreadsheet and Pabbly Connect has now been completed. As now the setup is completed, we are going to open the workflow again and scroll down. Over here it is saying waiting for webhook response. Now what we're going to do is we're going to check whether Google Forms has now been connected to Pabbly Connect or not. And how we're going to do that? By doing the test form submission of this form that I've created. Okay, we're going to do the test form submission of this form. And after doing the test submission, we're going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the test submission being done or not. In order to do that, I'm going to open the form that I've created again. Now we're going to do the test submission of this form. Further, click on the send button. After coming to it, copy this link from here and paste it in a new tab right over here. As I've done that, it is asking for the details right over here. So let us fill in the details. For the first name over here, I'm going to write it as Smart. For the last name over here, I'm going to write it as user45. For the email over here, I'm going to write it as smartuser45@pabblytudes.com. For the phone number over here, I'm going to write in a dummy mobile number. After entering the dummy mobile number, for the company over here, I'm going to write it as XYZ company. For the service over here, I'm going to select the service as SEO and then I'm going to click on the submit button right over here. As I've done that, it says a response has been recorded. This means the test submission has now been done. As the submission has now been done, if I'm going to open my spreadsheet, you can see that the record of the form submission has been successfully created in the spreadsheet right over here. Okay. As the record has been successfully created in the spreadsheet, I'm going to open my workflow and scroll down. Over here, you can see I've also received the response of the form submission. Let us tally the response over here. For the phone number, you've received the dummy mobile number, first name as Smart, last name as user45, email as smartuser45@pabblytudes.com, company name as XYZ company, and over here for the service interested in as SEO, you can see right over here. Okay. As now we've received the response in our trigger, this means that Google Forms has now been successfully connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. Now, whenever a new form submission is going to be done by any of the potential customers with the help of the form that I've created using Google Forms, automatically and instantly Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response of that. After setting up our trigger step, our objective is that as soon as a form submission is going to be done with the help of Google Forms by any of the potential customers, I want to send a notification to my team on my Google chat space that I've created. I want to notify my team about the new lead being generated with the lead details. Now, in order to do that, we're going to set up our action step. And for the action application over here, I'm going to select it as Google Chat. I'm going to select my action application as Google Chat Hangout. And for the action event, I'm going to select as create a message, as I want to send a message with the lead details in my space that I've created in my Google Chat. Okay. After selecting my action application and the event, I'm going to click on this connect button. As I'm going to do that, you can see it is asking for the chat webhook URL and the message. To have the chat webhook URL, we have to click on this hyperlink learn more right over here. As I'm going to do that, we will land it towards this page. In this page over here, we have to follow the steps given here below in order to have the access of the chat webhook URL. Okay. So first we have to open the space that we have created in our Google Chat. So this is the space that I've created. And now what we're going to do is we are going to have the data of our chat webhook URL. In order to do that, there's a space in the name of new lead alert. And next to it, you can see an arrow is provided. Click on it. From the given options, go to the apps and integrations option right over here. As you're going to do that, under apps and integrations, it says webhooks. Click on it. The webhooks is going to be provided to you. It says add webhooks. Click on it. Okay. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the name. For the name over here, I'm going to write it as new lead received. Okay. So this is the name. And for the avatar URL, if I'm going to go back to the help desk, the avatar URL is provided to us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply copy this link from here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste this link right over here. And then I'm going to click on this save button. As I've done that, you can see right over here, a webhook has been created. If I'm going to click on this three dots, I'm going to copy this link from here. And this is the chat webhook URL. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply paste it right over here. I'm going to close the help desk. So this is the chat webhook URL. Okay. Now as we have the access of the chat webhook URL, after that it is asking for the message that we want to send as a notification in our Google Chat space that we have created. Okay. So now in order to have the message, I'm going to write the body of my message as, so this is the message that I'm going to send as a notification to my team on my Google Chat space that I've created. Let us go through the message. It says new lead alert. Hello team. We have received a new lead through our digital marketing inquiry form. Leads detail, name, email, phone number, company name, service interested in. Please review the details and prioritize follow-up to ensure we don't miss this opportunity. Let's stay on top of it and make a great impression. Okay. So over here, this is the message that I want. And for the details of our leads, the name, email, leads, phone number, company name, service interested in, I want to enter the data of the leads details. Now for the data of the leads details, we are going to map the data. What is mapping? Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how mapping works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this, I'm going to select this part right over here. As I'm going to click on this field, you can see this was the previous step of this workflow, Google Forms new response received. As I'm going to click on it, you can see this was the same response that was captured in our previous step. As we're going to map the data, we're going to select the data from my previous response. So I'm going to select the data of the name right over here, first name space the last name. As I've selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped. And as I map the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. Similarly, it is asking for the leads email. So I'm going to map the data of the leads email right over here. For the leads phone number, I'm going to map the data of the leads phone number. For the company name, I'm going to map the data of the company name. This is the company name. I'm going to map it. For the service interested in, I'm going to map the data of the service that they are interested in. So this is the message that I want to send as a notification on a Google Chat space that I've created. After entering the message, I'm going to click on this save and send test request button. As I'm going to do that, we're going to receive a response in this manner right over here. This is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my chat space that I've created. And yes, you can see right over here in my Google Chat space that I've created, I have received a message that is new lead alert with the lead details, name as smart user, email as smartuser45@pabblytudes.com, mobile number, company name, and the service you can see right over here. As we have received the notification on a Google Chat space that we have created, this means that we successfully created an automation between Google Forms and Google Chat with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now for all of you guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another form submission of this form that I've created with the help of Google Forms, and then I'm going to check whether a notification regarding that has been forwarded in my Google Chat space that I've created or not. Okay, so let us do the form submission. For that, I'm going to click on the send button, copy the link from here and open it in a new tab right over here. So this is the form. I'm going to fill in the details of this form right over here. So I've filled in the details, first name as test, last name as demo, email as testdemo@pabblytudes.com with a dummy mobile number, company name as ABC Company with the service as email marketing. Then I'm going to click on this submit button right over here. As I've done that, it says the response has been recorded. As now the response has been successfully recorded, I'm going to open my chat space that I've created again. And yes, in my Google Chat space that I've created, you can see another notification has been forwarded
it. And over here in the lead detail, if I go to tally, the name comes as test demo, email as testdemo@pabblytools.com with a dummy mobile number, company name as ABC Company, and services as email marketing. So as we have successfully received a notification on our Google Chat space that we have created, this means that we have successfully created an automation between Google Forms and Google Chat with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I am an owner of a digital marketing agency and I've created a form with the help of Google Forms with the help of which I collect my leads and queries. My objective is that as soon as a new form submission is going to be done with the help of Google Forms by any of the potential customers and clients, automatically I'm going to notify about that name on my Google Chat space that I've created with the lead details. In order to do that, I have automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect. So this was it for this video. So if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.
Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.